I apologize in advance for how I look, but y'all are going to get the first part of this video as me finishing my hair and makeup before I go out tonight to the Music Row Freak Show in Nashville. I tried to film this video a couple times while I was driving up here on Sunday. And hold on, I have a hard time multitasking sometimes when I'm trying to talk. Okay. Where's my mascara? I tried to film it a couple times, and when I went back and listened to it, I rambled on a little too much, I think. And also, if I go into the second and third topics of this video, they're a little controversial. Well, no, the second topic was very controversial. I don't know if I want to go into that right now. I probably will mention it, but anyway, here we go. Before I came up here, like after my show, I took a nap on Sunday, and then I started to get ready to leave for here. Now, the first thing, we're going to change up the topics, the order of them here. First of all, Mom told me that Bob Saget died, and I just want to quickly say that was so shocking. That was just so shocking, and that was depressing. And not only did us like 80s, 90s kids grow up with Full House, I watched it more in reruns, I think, than I actually watched it on the air because I was so young. I remember watching more like Home Improvement and stuff, and Friends and whatever, but I definitely watched it in reruns. And even when I was 11 and I got to be on the new version of the TV show that I was on when I was a kid, it was America's Most Talented Kid, and it moved over to a smaller network, and then it went from NBC to PAX, which is now ION, and then they got new hosts, and they got Dave Coulier to host. So that's like that was when I started watching Full House again, and I watched all the reruns again because I met him. And Bob Saget, what a talent. Not only was he like this crude, funny individual, but for him to act like the perfect, like, clean daddy figure is funny too. But if you see like all of the posts of the cast of the show, you see like how much that they really loved each other. And look at that. Holy crap. That's what I get for trying to get my bangs out of my face. See, look, it doesn't take that much to fix it. I am hot. Hold on one second. I'm gonna turn the fan on. Oh, turn the fan on. Okay. So, if you see what the cast said and everybody, it seems like he was just a really genuine person. And no, he wasn't perfect, and yeah, he made a lot of dirty jokes, but I think that he really was a great person, and it's really sad that he had to go so soon. That was definitely an unexpected death. I mean, Betty White was too, but we knew it was coming at some point, you know, like within the next few years probably, but we all like to think that she was gonna die when she was like 120, like she was gonna be like the oldest person alive. And it's just really sad that she left too. And there's all the billboards saying thank you for being a friend, and I've seen a lot of people saying, you know, we lost TV's dad and TV's grandma within like almost a week, within like less than 2 weeks, and that is so depressing. We don't know yet really how he died. They're saying, you know, it's probably they didn't see any signs of drug use or whatever, but you know, they had to do a full-on autopsy, I guess. And I need my dry shampoo. Hold on. But at the end of the day, it was horrible. I'm stuttering. Oh my God. It was horrible. I hate that he's gone, and may he rest in peace, and may all of his friends, family, cast members, all that stuff, just have peace in the next little while when they're mourning Bob. Now I want to get to the main topic that I want to talk about. like I said, debated doing this, but fellow musician from the North Georgia, Lower Tennessee, Western North Carolina area that I'm from, the tri-state area, has made an interesting decision in his life. He's decided to move forward with a different avenue, and I want to talk about that, and I want to send him my well wishes, and then we'll get on to one more topic. But oh my god, I am so professional. So Andrew Chastain posted a video this past weekend, and Mom showed it to me. I have not been following Andrew, and I want to get that out of the way first, because I feel like him and his band and maybe some of his fans probably wonder, like, if I hate them or something, and I don't. Let me just explain. Andrew's been doing the bar scene for like 10 years. He started a few years before I really got back into doing shows, because when I was a kid, I did a lot. My parents booked for me. My parents, drove me around to fairs and festivals, and we went all over the place, auditions, whatever. And once my dad died and all that, we kind of just stopped for a while. The only performing I really got to do was in school, like in drama class and in talent shows and stuff like that. And occasionally I'd have a show here or there, but I started doing music full time again about, it's been like about 7.5 years ago. And so he's been doing the bar scene longer than I have, if we're counting me starting back when I was like 20, 21. But he's always been a staple in the music scene. He's one of the most talented artists in that tri-state area. And really, quite frankly, I thought, and I'm sure a lot of people thought, that he was going to make it big. He absolutely, definitely had a chance, and still would have a chance if he decides to one day, to have a music career. Like a really good one, like I'm talking like actual sign label, that type of thing that we're all searching for here in Nashville. So what happened was I dated a guy that was not a part of his band when we dated, but later on, like 6 months later or something, he became a part of his band. And we had a really bad breakup, and we weren't together that long or anything, but I've talked about this on here, where it was really embarrassing, and the guy said that I was embarrassing, and then the more he thought that I was embarrassing, the more embarrassing I would get, because I would get super nervous around him, and there'd be times where we wouldn't talk to each other, and there'd be times where we would talk for like a few days and think that we were going to be friends or whatever, and then he tells me that I'm embarrassing and he doesn't want anything to do with me. So I tried my best, at least before I moved to Nashville, and well, during COVID too. I tried my best to get to where I could accept, like, that we weren't together and that he was moved on and all that stuff, and that I could go and I could watch Andrew perform with his band without making a fool out of myself. But I couldn't, and my mental health was not doing well because of this. I was putting myself in these situations because I would have people like, there's this one guy, this older dude, that always comes up to me and says, like, "You're so embarrassing, you're embarrassing yourself." And then he told me one time, he's like, "You have to get over everything and go to his shows all the time, because that's the only way that you're gonna get over it." And I'm like, no, that's like me putting myself in front of him and repeatedly doing that, and I tried that. I really believed that for a while. I was like, I'll try that, whatever. Went to open mic nights he was at and stuff, but then I was like, this just feels wrong. It feels like I'm stalking him. It feels like I make a fool out of myself every time, because he made me feel like I'm an embarrassing person. I know I can be sometimes, but like it got me really uncomfortable. So I finally decided, I think it was probably like about the time I started dating Travis, before, probably shouldn't have said his name because he says he's going to sue me, so I probably shouldn't have said that. But around that time, I finally just decided that if I want to move on from all of that and truly heal my heart and my brain and my just overall like health, that I needed to not see their social media. And a lot of people say like, oh, you know, we're not supposed to be seeing every single thing everybody does. And I mean, I'm guilty of that. I post like so much stuff about my personal life that I shouldn't. But I've definitely read articles that say like the human brain wasn't meant to, you know, break up with somebody and then keep looking at them on the internet every single day, like seeing their posts pop up and stuff. And even though I had him blocked because I followed Andrew and I followed the rest of his band and everything, I still saw everything. You know, I still saw him in my feed. And I knew that the only way I was going to get past that was to block or to remove posts from my feed. So to Andrew, I want to say, I think I unfollowed you, and I don't know if I don't think I blocked you. But I did not do that out of spite for you or hate or jealousy or anything. I did it because I needed to heal myself. And, you know, I hadn't thought about it much recently. I hadn't thought about Andrew that much because, like I said, I've been trying to just get my heart to move on to different things. And and to get those voices out of my head of some of the people in Murphy that come up to me and tell me, F Nashville, screw that, you're betraying our small town and you're never going to do anything up there and you're embarrassing and blah, blah, blah. And I feel so much better now. But I want Andrew to know first and foremost that I didn't do that because I was mad at him or because I wanted to or because I wanted to make him mad or I was jealous or whatever. No, I'm envious, definitely. I forgive the guy that was in the band with him. I'm over that now. I lived with somebody for a year, and it was fun at first and then miserable. And I think that it kind of taught me the lesson that these guys that I have dated and didn't work out with, like, it could have been worse. We could have been together for a long time and lived together and been, you know, verbally abusive and stuff like I've went through this last year. And God did me a favor, you know? Get out of it early without having to go and live with somebody if they know that you aren't right for them. But anyway, I'm over all that. I've been very forgiving recently. Like, my heart's kind of forgiven people that I've been mad at, but there is, of course, like my most recent ex, and I still haven't been able to forgive him yet, but we're not going to go into that topic. But people in the past, I've gotten to where I feel more confident, and I feel like I'm not bothered by those people anymore. I'm not bothered, like, if I see them on social media. But anyway, Andrew, oh my God. Andrew put a video up the other day. This was the main point of the video. I just felt like I needed to give context. But he put up a video saying that he has decided to take a step back from music and cancel all his shows for this year. And he said that he's become closer to God recently. You know, he's been a Christian, and, you know, I'm the same way. I'm a Christian too. And that he just all of a sudden started getting closer to God, and he started reading the Bible more, and that he decided that God doesn't want him to do that right now, to do music, that he wants him to do something else. And he says he hasn't quite figured that out yet, and he wants to take an opportunity to take a step back from music and to see where God leads him. And the reason I wanted to make this video was to, you know, apologize to Andrew for, you know, having him blocked and not on my page for so long, and just letting him know that that was not out of hate. I mean, obviously we do compete in things, but he's super talented and he's deserved everything that he's got in this career. But also to tell him that I wish him the best. It's a very courageous thing. Like, that's something that I don't know if I could ever do, because I'm so just stuck to this idea of a music career. And that's, to have a calling from God like that, to have like him speak to you and you feel it like that. And I've never like had an experience like that telling me not to do music, but like, or anything. Like, that's crazy. That's actually pretty cool that happened for him. And I just wish him the best. And that if God ever wants him to come back to music, he is always welcome, whether it's in the tri-state area or it's up here in Nashville. And we all are going to miss him in the circuit because he's been a staple in that area for so long. And I just can't believe it. You know, it's really shocking. It's really shocking. And I want to wish all the band members the best with their careers. I hope that they will go on to continue being able to play music in whatever way that they want to, whether that be with another band or solo or whatever. And I hope that they're all on good terms. And from what he said, they are. You know, I don't want to start any rumors. From what he said, that they were all on good terms, and that, you know, it was fine, and that oh my God, this piece of hair does not want to do anything. But you like my pajamas? Like, I'm ready for Valentine's Day alone this year. Be better than last year anyway, though. Oh my God, last year, my ex was sitting there going, oh my God, this food's so expensive, and like yelling it out to everybody, and it was so embarrassing. So I have issues. But anyway, that piece is not curled enough. I just want to wish him the best. I think it's very courageous what he's doing. He's welcome back into the music community anytime he wants to come back, if he wants to. If not, I hope that he is successful in whatever God is calling him to do, and whenever he figures that out. And I want to send my support out to him. It was shocking to me, and I'm sure it was shocking to a lot of people, and still this piece of hair will not curl. Oh my God, I'm trying to curl it with a straightener. I need one of those things like Mom has, that's like a round straightener. It'll straighten or curl your hair. But she got me 2 hair tools for Christmas, so I really can't complain about that. I might get one of those eventually. But anyway, thank you, Andrew, for the years of music. Thank you for everything you do. Good luck to you and your band as you go your separate ways. And yeah, I think that's all I really need to say about that. The last thing I want to talk about, I don't know how to go about it. I don't know how to go about it because it's so controversial, and I just want to put this thought, like, I'm not a person of color. I'm not a person of color. So I can't look at it from that perspective. But I've listened to a lot of people talk about this topic, whether they be a person of color or a white person, or different political views, liberal, conservative, whatever. Morgan Wallen. Now, we know what he did was wrong. We know what he said was wrong. And being drunk and stupid, you know, it's not an excuse, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Yeah, it sucks what he said. You know, I've always known that was bad, but when you're around people like in high school and middle school and stuff, and you're hearing that word tossed around in rap songs for the first time, sometimes you're rapping along and you throw it out and you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. But then everybody around you is doing it, and then you get used to hearing it over and over again, and then you kind of conform. Like, a lot of people conform, in school. I know I did. I was just doing whatever that everybody else was doing because I wanted to be popular, and I wasn't. And I just think that Jason Isbell is the one that's really, really bothering me right now. He's really bothering me because he won't let it go. Now, I'm not saying that we should completely forget about it. You know, we don't, if it really hurt you, you don't have to forget about it. You don't have to forgive him. But, and Jason doesn't have to either. But what it's looking like right now, first of all, if you don't know, he said P-U-S-S-N-I-G. If you don't know, I'm sure you probably have heard if you're watching this video. He said the P word and the N word together as a combination, as a compound word. And somebody filmed it. First of all, whoever filmed it shouldn't have been filming it. And they probably did that on purpose, of course, to probably get him in trouble because people are jealous assholes. Should he have said it? No. Especially being a celebrity, you gotta be careful what you say. Even if you're joking around with something like that, it's gonna be taken the wrong way because it's not a word that is acceptable in today's society. I mean, not that it was ever acceptable, but I'm saying, like, you really, really, really can't say it nowadays. Or you will. You're gonna get backlash for it. Back 50, 60 years ago, it was a little different. Again, not saying that it was right back then. It wasn't. I watch stuff from back then and I just think, wow, how did we ever take people from their homeland and then treat them like shit? And then once we let them go free, still treated them like shit. It doesn't make sense. Slavery was stupid. And I think we all know that, most of us. I mean, I'm sure there's still some people out there that are still stuck in the 30s or 40s or whatever. But is it not okay to forgive somebody nowadays? Like, I see cancel culture is rampant, and it makes me not want to make videos like this. It makes me not want to talk about my opinion because I'm afraid that if I ever were to make it in music, that people are going to cancel me for it. But what has Morgan Wallen done since then? He has donated a lot to charities. He helped with Toys for Tots, I think it was, at Christmas time, and he has done interviews that will people that will interview him. Some people won't anymore. And he's talked about it all, and he's talked about how stupid it was and how sorry he was. And I think it's been like almost a year exactly. And I feel like he's been punished enough and that we should give him a second chance because he hasn't done it again. If he did it again, that's a different story. You know, then you start speculating, you know, maybe, you know, he's not changed. But he's not going to change his complete self as a person, you know. But to learn not to say that again and to be more aware of what he's saying, I guess. I think that he's kind of understanding that now. And obviously he's still selling out arenas. He's still... people are buying his music. It's still like a top record. His last one is Dangerous, I believe it's called. But like, people are so like, they will not forgive him. Like, what happened to forgiveness? And I know that like, sound guy at the local got mad at me because I was saying something about my ex online or something. And he said that, he's like, if you can't forgive him, then you're going to hell because that's God's most forbidden sin or whatever. And I get that. It takes me a while. It takes me a while to forgive somebody that actually truly personally hurts me. That's just kind of how it is for me. But if we're looking at Morgan Wallen in this perspective, being a celebrity, saying something stupid that he shouldn't have, something that is a slur that's offensive, he's done a lot of things to make up for it. I mean, again, I'm not a person of color. I can't give that perspective. I went to college and learned a lot of my culture there, like how you're supposed to deal with, like, if you're writing an essay or writing a news article and something that you're quoting has the N-word. I had this one African-American teacher who she was so sure to let us know exactly how we were supposed to do that. So we had to like put like brackets and put like in words. I don't know. It was like you had to do it a certain way, and if you didn't do it that way, she would expel you from the school. Like she'd send you to the dean, and like, yeah. So I've had a little bit more. I'm not saying that you have to go to college to learn these things or to be smart or whatever. That's not what I'm saying. But I did go to college, and that being a thing in college really kind of taught me more of the importance of how you're supposed to handle that word. I mean, obviously you're not supposed to say it, but even if you're writing and quoting and stuff, like, that taught me a lot, being a journalism major. If I learned anything, I didn't learn a lot in college, but what I did learn, that's one of the more useful things. But I forgive him, but, you know, what do I matter in the scheme of things? A lot of people forgive him. I just think at this point, what I'm going to say is Jason Isbell is looking jealous. And look, I love Jason's music, but I'm getting to a point where I almost don't want to listen to him anymore, because he keeps being the number one hater of Morgan Wallen. Like, he just keeps on hammering like the Opry. That's what brought it back up, was that Morgan's friend Ernest made his Opry debut, and he does a song that they sing together. And so he invited Morgan out on stage to sing with him. And first of all, I was shocked that they even let that happen. But I was also happy that they gave him a chance to come back and to do that. But I was shocked that they did, because I feel like the Opry has been making a lot of progress recently. They've had a lot more different races, a lot more black artists, and also other people like actresses and Kyle Petty and like the race car driver, actors, actresses, just people from viral videos. We've got comedians of all different shapes and sizes and colors, and we've got like Leslie Jordan. Like he's a gay comedian, and he's been on there a lot. They love him on there. He's out. Like, we've had a lot of different types of artists on there now. And I think that I don't think they're doing that to make a statement, like a negative statement. Like, I think they gave him a chance again, because it's been a year. He's been really nice and really, I think, personally trying to work on himself and learning, you know, what he can say and what he can't say. And he's my age. It's another thing. He's my age, and we're both in the music industry. He's just like hit it big. But I just wish Jason, like, I don't understand. This is all I'm gonna say more on this topic. Jason Isbell was an alcoholic, which is not something to make fun of. I mean, I make fun of myself sometimes, because my dad was an alcoholic, and sometimes laughing about it is the only way that I'm able to kind of, you know, deal with the pain of my dad passing, I guess, and the trauma that I had as a child. But being an alcoholic is not a funny thing. And Jason was an alcoholic, and he drank a lot when he was in the Drive-By Truckers. And they kicked him out of the band, as far as I know. I don't know too much about the Drive-By Truckers, but I believe they kicked him out of the band because he was an alcoholic, and it was really interfering with the band and his work and their shows and everything. So he got a redemption story. Now, it took him longer. It took him 10, 15 years. I don't know how long it took. It took a while for him to make a comeback. But has he forgotten that? Has he forgotten that he made a mistake and he almost lost his ability to play music for a living? But then he was able to come back, and he was able to do his own thing and get sober and all of that. He had a chance to change. And is it not a little bit hypocritical that Morgan Wallen doesn't have a chance to change? Because, let's be honest, he was drunk and doing something stupid. You were drunk and doing something stupid. It just turns out that what he did was to say the N-word, which nowadays is like murdering somebody. I mean, we shouldn't say it at all. Shouldn't say it at all, but you know what I'm saying. Like, we're taking it to the next level now with punishment for people. So, I don't know. I just want to throw that out there. I just wish that Jason would take a step back and think about how he got where he is, and how, if he wouldn't have had a second chance, where would he be? Where would he be in life right now? Would he be able to have a sustainable career? Would he be working at a gas station? You know, like, what would you be doing, Jason, if you hadn't got a second chance? That's all I'm saying. And this is not me trying to say, yay, Morgan Wallen said the N-word. No, it's horrible. You shouldn't say it. I'm not racist. I don't think he's racist. Jason Isbell clearly isn't racist, but like, why? Why does he not get a second chance? Why is everybody being a hypocrite? I don't know. That's just my opinion. Don't hate me for it. Don't come for me. Don't murder me for it. Please be nice in the comments. Let's have genuinely, like, calm, cool, collective discussions if you want to talk about it in the comments below. But I gotta go put my clothes on and my lipstick on, and I gotta go do a couple things before I go to the local. So yeah, I just want to throw that out there. I think that it's something to think about, because it's getting a little bit out of hand. Also, the news sites kind of contort the information, you know, and obviously make it into a clickbait title, and they'll put a bunch of people's names in with Jason Isbell, and it'll sound like that they said something again as well. But if you go down through there, you realize that it was stuff that was said February of last year or March of last year, and not this year. So Jason's really the only one I see that keeps on. I'm sure there's more, but he's the one I see that keeps on about it. So food for thought. Don't cancel me. Please don't cancel me. I'm not big enough to be canceled yet, but if you're somehow watching this in the future and I have like a song on the radio, don't cancel me. But probably if that happens, this video will have to be removed anyway, because we don't want to stir up that shit pot. So, all right, bye. Have a nice night. I will post my vlog content of me working on my house in a couple days later this week. So I'll see y'all later. Bye.